You guys kept asking for it, so we're doing it. Initiates with enhanced items versus Eternus. Every item the initiates buy will be enhanced, and furthermore, they're gonna start with 3200 souls. If they survive till minute 15, they will get a random enhanced legendary item. Is that gonna be enough to give them a shot against 6 Eternus players? Let's find out. Eternus versus Initiate, but all of the Initiate's items are enhanced, and we're seeing some incredible picks from Team Initiate here. We'll discuss them in a second, but yeah, pretty simple stuff. They all start with 3200 souls, so not enough to have ults, but enough to get some very juicy items, and these Initiates certainly have picked some very good ones. Furthermore, the second rule, if the Initiates survive till minute 15, they get a free random legendary. I'm so curious to see what they're gonna get. Not Eternal Gift, that one is specifically banned, but we'll see if they get any of the other cool stuff. I do have Antidoxi here with me. Let's start talking about these Initiate item choices. What do you think about this egg choice that I saw?
I mean, when it comes to the golden goose egg, specifically while enhanced, it's impossible to actually get it, of course, inside of Street Brawl, but when you do finally get it, it gives you a 10% damage bonus, a little extra sprint speed, 11 out of combat regen, on top of its normal soul value per minute, so it is quite literally probably one of the best starting items to get when you have enhanced items.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the choice that almost every Initiate also has, which is that enhanced reactive barrier. They are afraid. They know that the Eternuses are gonna whoop them in lane, which is, you know, probably the strategy for them is to survive as long as possible, get that egg value, and get all the way to minute 15, get that legendary item, and see if that's gonna be enough to turn your entire build around and hopefully win this game. And reactive barrier is definitely one of the best items in order to achieve that. The Eternus team is comprised almost solely of stuns. From Abrams to Mirage, everyone has a stun, a silence, a turn to bunny sort of thing. So it's insane value getting that reactive barrier. That could be the difference between life and death. And of course, because it's enhanced, it's gonna give you like 700 shield, which is so much in these circumstances.
Oh yeah, it's also reduced down to a 40-second cooldown when enhanced, but I do believe the most important part is that 734 shield, given that most characters right now only have about 1,200 health. That is literally giving them like 66% health every 40 seconds if they get stunned.
I mean, it's very good technique here by the Initiates. A couple of other cute items that I saw. Nothing like extra out of the ordinary. Mythic Burst definitely, Enhanced Mythic Burst definitely one of the best 800 Mythic Burst items. Sorry, 800 items of the game. It gives you so much damage. You throw a Rem Pill and it hits you like a nuke. On the other hand, let's see what the Eternuses have gone for. And we see an insane amount of trophy collectors. What do you think about that one?
I think the Eternuses are pretty confident in their ability to really be able to stomp the Initiates, even with their 3,200 worth of enhanced items, even with the golden goose eggs. They feel confident they're still going to be able to stomp no matter what, and I think they can tell. They're telling the Initiates right now that they're ready. Enhanced Enchantress is a very interesting enhanced item specifically because of the fact it gives you 31% spirit resistance, 5 out of combat regen, 30 spirit power when you're above 65% health, and a 12% ability cooldown reduction when you're above 65%. Like, this is giving you, like, 2 different items in one, 2 different tier 3s in one, in a single tier 2 enhanced.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good item, and of course, the way that usually these characters work is they have a lot of spirit damage. Almost none of the characters on the Eternus team, other than Warden, are characters that will do the majority of their damage via gun. They're all like spirit-heavy characters. Mirage will press his scarabs, Sinclair will use his massive bolts. Like, getting 31% spirit resistance this early might be the difference between life and death, and I mean, it is proving to be a very unbloody early game. Usually there's already 15 deaths at this point in time, and there's only one somehow.
I guess the enhanced items have really helped them to survive this time. I mean, they can't just run in, stun them, and get out free because, well, reactive barrier procs give them way too much help for them to be able to chew through. That being said, though, the Eternuses still managed to take a Guardian at 5 minutes and 40 seconds, and they just took a second one at 5 minutes 50 seconds. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, the big problem is that a Guardian cannot pick those enhanced items, right? And starting with a 3200 item usually means you're gonna have enough gun damage or whatever else is necessary to ensure that you manage to get a big pick. But this Mirage might die from the Eternus team. He's Magic to Hide, not gonna be enough. One lucky bullet there by Lash, and suddenly the board's equalized 2-2.
even with the 2-2, the Eternuses are still right now up 5k in souls. You know, that's always their signature trait, that they can always find a way to be able to get a soul lead no matter what game it is, as long as they're going up against initiates.
Yeah. But I mean, like, how much does souls matter? Every single item that these Eternuses have is worth an item. Of course, you know, a good item used by an Eternus player, they're gonna pick the best items for their builds. These items that, by your own words, Antidoxi, the items that the initiates have are worth 2 items, 3 items. They're worth an item of an higher tier at a much lower cost. So, like, the soul difference might be like, oh, it's 7k, who cares? But it's not very representative of the state on the ground. And also, a lot of the value of these initiates is in that golden egg. And once those golden eggs pop, it might be an entirely different story. This rem here is a little bit exposed. As the 8-minute mark hits, every single rem in Deadlock knows that their main duty is to get as many of those punch farms, as many of those Cinder sacrifices as possible. And of course, the big problem is that these Eternuses have already pushed all the way to walkers on all 3 lanes, which is like an insane positional advantage for them. If you're an initiate right now, you're 12k behind, you know that it's going to be very difficult for these Eternuses to attack you. You have reactive barrier and 55 different defenses. You don't have enough damage to make it worthwhile. Survive till you get legendaries. Survive those 6 more minutes, and then maybe you'll be able to pull something off. But the Lash counter ult comes in from the Sinclair, and big parry, but it is not going to be enough to kill this Abrams. He does have so much HP, but then suddenly Lash and Rem come in, and with those mythic bursts, they can finally do enough damage. Usually it is the Eternuses that punish the Initiates, but it seems like the Initiates are finally punishing the Eternus for overextending.
Yeah, I mean, this Rem really has some pretty good parries for their rank. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll rank up after this match. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. The 10-minute mark has started here, and with that, that means the urn and the bridge buff. We do see the Eternuses on the left side are already going for those bridge buffs, but that movement so far is completely uncontested. And the big question in everyone's minds is, what's going to happen with urn? The Eternuses are, of course, the first people to grab it, and they do have a soul disadvantage, so that is a favorite urn for these initiates. The question is, can you go that deep into the initiate position?
It's going to be hard to say, I mean, but right now they are absolutely destroying the Celestia. You can see Abrams going in meleeing without a care in the world. 7 going around stunning and just absolutely wipe the floor with, I mean, an initiate out of position, even with enhanced items, is still free pickings no matter what. And here they're going to continue that urn.
Yeah. With 2 of the initiates being on lane number 1 countering this Warden, I think that the Eternuses are going to have enough of a positional advantage to push here. I mean, there's only a Lash vaguely looking in the direction of the urn. What is he going to do? Everyone else is just spread out, farming, 3v1 a Warden, and that's more and more and more of a solo advantage for these Eternuses. Now, the big question is, can they convert that into a positional advantage as this fight blooms inside this Walker? Well, maybe with this Mo grab they can. At the end of the day, you can have as many enhanced items as you want. If I shoot you in the head 15 times, you're likely gonna die. These Eternuses are certainly good enough to shoot you in the head when a Mo is next to you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one thing I do want to draw some attention to is that none of the initiates have popped their eggs yet for some reason. It'd be past 10 minutes. There should be an additional buff from cracking the eggs now, yet not a single one of them. They're just choosing to hold on to them. Who knows why?
I mean, like, that 10% damage amp is nothing to scoff at. It's very, very valuable, and maybe they're like, oh, we'll just keep this for the rest of the game. Maybe just pop it at the very end, just so they can get some 6400s. But as we say that, the walkers are going down one by one. This walker on lane number 2 is dead. This Lash is dead, and then all of the action is happening behind enemy lines here. What are these initiates allowing to happen? With a 20k soul difference, I don't know, it's a bit frisky, but they don't have to survive more than 3 minutes. And after they get their legendary items, suddenly the soul difference is going to matter a lot less. Yeah, interesting choice here by this Shiv. The Shiv has no items. He's just vibing. I think those are like his initial items as well. I'm very surprised how he's approaching this game. I think he's going to go for a nice 6400 item. I don't know how good that something like that would be, but we'll see. This Infernus, on the other hand, caught massively out of position right next to the Walker, and as the wave is coming in, that's probably going to be a whole bunch of bruising on Walker number 1. Pick after pick after pick after pick. The soul difference is 25k. That is insane.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It's getting to a point where even with enhanced items, the initiates just cannot really get enough value out of them to be able to justify the soul disparity now. I mean, you see 7 here at 23k. They've got an escalating exposure, superior duration, heal bane, anything they could really need as a 7 at this point in the game. Hell, they just destroyed another walker here on the left side. It's not looking good for the initiates right now until they get that legendary.
Yeah. In the meantime, this Rem is dueling the big Abrams, and I think he might be able to pull it off. Those pillows are hitting like fucking A10s, and I mean like this 7 comes in, and this 7 is the most fed member of the Eternus team. He is an E6 player, and a 7 at 24k when you have team members at 14k is a scary thing indeed. 10k sold advantage. Insane for a 7. This fight on Walker number 3 seems to be ending, but no, actually, big Celeste grab there, and maybe they're going to be able to survive. 1 minute left till, you know, the Eternuses are going to have to figure out how they're going to beat those 6 legendary items.
Gonna be close. We're gonna have to see what legendary items are given to the not Eternus, the Initiate side, because I mean, who knows? It could be anything. They could get Seraphim wings with a Cloak of Opportunity and all these other great items, or they could just get, might I say, Unstable Concoction.
Oh yeah, enhanced unstable concoction, definitely going to be the game changer the initiates are looking for in this position, as they are 7 to 14 kills. I mean, it's a pretty dire position, but 10 more seconds as they're backing to the walker. They're getting ready for the final defense here. The eggs have been popped by the Initiate team. They've gotten so many bonuses off of them. And the big use is, let's see what these legendary items are. Melee Lash coming in. A fucking Rem Kamikaze. And Seraphim Wings on Infernus. These are some insane picks here.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how this is going to end up. You see Lash over here that just did a Lash ult into the Rem who's using Unstable Concoction. And then Lash is just using Shadow Strike.
That is 2 picks. That is 2 picks. That is nothing to scoff at. But a big parry comes in by this Abrams, who re-engages instead of trying to get the heck out of dodge. But I think he's going to be able to survive. Those 2 people from the Initiate team are so deep inside enemy territory. I don't think that's smart. Urn has been delivered by Team Initiate, and something that's so different, which seems so dire, is only at 12k, which is insane. 7 is also caught out of position here. He gets a nice parry, but that's a big ball going towards Team Eternus. So to Initiate. But yeah, I mean, like, this is insane. Infinite rounds on Shiv? Does that mean that he can fly? Do you think this Initiate knows how to fly as Shiv?
I don't think the Initiates are really going to know that much about Shiv's shotgun tech, so maybe that's something we'll have to worry about another match.
Yes. I mean, this are random items, by the way. They had no voice on what items they got because it's just much easier to code. So, we'll see how this one goes. I'm so curious to see how this unstable concoction is gonna work with Rem. Rem being just so tiny and small, it's gonna be so funny.
I will add, though, that with one of the most recent buffs to Unstable Concoction is that it has to respawn time when you die, and it gives you Unstoppable, as we're about to see right here. He has a 13-second spawn instead of 26, like the Warden.
Yeah, but again, these Eternuses are just so good at dodging here. Is this Abrams gonna die? I think he's gonna die, and that's huge for this Shiv. I mean, this is one of the big questions that you have whenever you get a legendary like that. Now, it's not that possible in Street Ball, but here you can pivot builds. You could go Gun Shiv if you so choose. And I don't know how good Gun Shiv will be, but with infinite rounds, you can make anything work, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, you do see here the Celeste just gets absolutely wiped by that Mode and Krill combo. No matter with Scourge and everything else, it doesn't matter if you get Mode and Krill ulted. You can see Mirage up here trying to escape right now, but they're at 600 HP. They managed to parry the Viscous. They don't manage to parry the Lash, so let's see if they get chased or not. They are trying to pop Traveler, and they get away.
Yeah, it's so funny how the momentum of the entire game has shifted. Suddenly, the fights are happening all the way on the Eternus side, and this flying Infernus is trying to get away. I mean, like, how hard is it going to be to catch this guy? Between the dashes and the flies, almost impossible, I'd assume.
Who knows? We'll have to see. Maybe we might see some knockdowns, specifically getting him out of the sky. I mean, there's already a Lash on the enemy team, so why not?
Yeah. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, like, the more team fights like these are forced, the more Rem is gonna press his unstable concoction button. So I don't think that you want to do it. I do hear it in the distance. He's coming in. Is he gonna be able to do much? He gets a whole bunch of stuns, but there's almost no follow-up. And this Sinclair manages to steal the farm too that was just weakened by that Rem. Like, again, the problem with unstable concoction isn't that the initiates suck, it's just that it's a bad item. Lash comes in, massive ult here, but it is on that Mirage, who is very, very low already. I don't think he needed that ult. Now the big problem is, can you catch this Mo who is out of position? Viscous is right next to him, but the Scorch, the Scorns are just too powerful. They're going to be able to heal so much damage here. He does have Spirit Lifesteal as well as Scorn. Have you ever seen a Mo go with Spirit Lifesteal?
I mean, if they're really just expecting a lot of damage to be coming their way and they're just trying to tank it all, maybe it can be worth for something for them. But that being said, you see a huge Rem unstable concoction there that just absolutely destroyed that Sinclair and that Warden. And you see Celeste over here trying to come in on 7. They're trying to go in as fast as they can with Scourge and Dazzling Trick. And they pop. Oh, they have a Cloak of Opportunity as well to stop them from getting stunned. And they keep on trying to chase down this 7. 7's doing everything they can to build some space, and it looks like they might just be able to get away with it here. And now they're chasing the Celeste. Tables have turned, I guess.
Yeah, it's really funny how the hunted have become the hunters here. And I mean, still, I don't think you want to really be forcing this fight. You're at 12 stacks on that escalating exposure, and I mean, one single ball could be enough to kill you, but it doesn't matter. The Rem comes in and wraps it up, and I'm curious to see what these initiate players are going to do with their newfound items. Hopefully buy some very cool stuff. Yeah, I mean, this Abrams here is going to get completely mauled by this Infernus and Shiv and Rem. He uses his debuff remover, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Especially if there's a chase. That DK is non-lethal as far as I'm aware. But yeah, the fight is suddenly in the Walker number 2. Walker number 1 already have been eliminated. It's proving to be so difficult for these Eternuses to hang on. At equal souls, they seem like they're 100,000 souls behind because those enhanced items are just so freaking strong.
Yeah, I mean, this time it really seems like those items made the difference in being able to give the initiates the time and power that they really needed. You can see they're actually going right now for a neutral urn. We haven't seen that this entire time in this game. It's only been the Eternus trying to close an advantage urns on the initiate side, but now it looks like the tables have really turned here. I mean, the initiates have really started to just death ball up as much as they can, and we see Ram here going in again with another unstable. What do they get? Oh, they got nothing this time. Better luck next time, Rem.
I mean, yeah, with a 40-second cooldown timer, might as well go and do it, you know? But yeah, I mean, like, the big problem is that, you know, you have an invisible lash going around. You have a Rem that's exploding on your face every 5 seconds. Of course the Eternuses are struggling. And one of the big things is that when you have legendary items, in Street Brawl, it's hard to build around them. Like, you know, you get your legendary round items on round 4, round 5. You already, like, done your build. You already gotten the important items. If suddenly you get infinite rounds and you've gone Spirit build, sucks to be you, nerd, right? On the other hand, these initiates are building for their legendaries. They can get more duration, they can get more rage, they can get more of whatever the hell they need to make sure that those legendaries work. You can go punch Lash right now, which is an insane thing to say, but you know, you can pull it off maybe.
Lash has got the mobility to make something like that work, even though I'd never see that in a real game. I mean, yeah, speaking of melee Lash, though, the fact they do have enhanced Indomitable, and I've actually never seen this before, but it gives you 22% bullet and spirit resist. It's on a 20-second cooldown, and it gives you a 1,000 HP barrier with the current spirit scaling.
That is probably one of the most insane enhanced items in the game. Yeah, as the 6400s open up, the initiates certainly are going to have a little bit more of a chance here to pull something off. And on the other hand, of course, these initiates keep getting caught out of position. That is why these games are so interesting to me. You can give the initiates the strongest items in the game, but they always find a way, these Eternuses, to just combo themselves out of a tough position. But this Rem with unstable concoction gets another pick. He is the source of desperation for Team Eternus. This 7 has got a little bit out of position here. Of course, with 5 initiates chasing for the last walker, you're not allowed to be farming on the map here, right? But yeah, these initiates are going to come in. They do have none of their ults ready. They're almost done, the lot of them. And I mean, it's gonna be so freaking difficult to assault this last walker. It does offer resistances to these Eternuses, and of course, with so much of the initiate kit going towards defensive items, how are you gonna have enough damage to pull something like this off? Probably with Rem self-exploding here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Bomb Run is 100% the play I would have in this game. But, you know, one thing I've thought about here over the course of this round, ever since the turnaround of 15 minutes, once there's no more walkers, the weakness of the initiates being poor macro doesn't really matter as much when you only have one objective to defend, being your base. So, it kinda doesn't matter as much for them anymore now that they're able to just death ball.
I mean, like, I would disagree with that statement because there's always going to be urn, there's always going to be mid. The Eternuses are always going to try and find a way to get dynamic advantage. But as we say that, they're dying in base. You don't get much of a dynamic advantage when your shrines are dying, right? Big Lash Ult comes in, is going to wrap up this Mo. Nope, Massive Scorn is going to give him a little bit more breathing room. Is he going to be able to survive? There better be some good movement here. And yes, with that 7 ult covering from the sky, I think there's a little bit of breathing room. But like, again, how are you going to pull this off? The Eternuses suddenly do not have the damage necessary to win this one.
Yeah, I mean, the Eternuses are actually 10k behind now, despite everything. I genuinely did not expect to see that one coming, of all things, even with the enhanced items.
That urn will mean that the soul advantage is going to be nullified. And of course, the later the game goes, the more the stuns are going to matter. The more you can maybe pull off one big fight, one big kill there. And hopefully that's enough for you to get the macro advantage necessary. There are no more walkers on the map. You can go straight for shrine, straight for base if you do get that big 6v6 win. But how are you going to get that 6v6 win when that Rem presses his button and suddenly everyone dies? Well, this Mo just gets a parry too.
It's an absolutely chaotic team fight here. You see Eternus trying to beam them from the sky with his Seraphim ability. He's definitely been trying to spec more into gun ever since. You can see he's trying to harass this, who is that down there? It's so far away. You got Mirage down there. Eternus over here trying to get Mirage down as fast as they can, but he's getting grabbed out of the air. You got Abrams over here trying to secure an urn so they could try to get a little bit more souls. I mean, given that the soul advantage is no longer as big as it once was, let's see if Celeste can get this urn from him.
Yes.
Oh,
Very
he
well
did.
done. But that Cloak of Opportunity is... Oh no, he manages to get it. He manages to get it last second. Very well done. Sacrificing yourself for urn, always noble. And we do see a cute E-shift from these Eternus players. They really don't want to die to that Rem anymore, huh? Oh, they're doing it? Oh.
They're thinking about it.
They're thinking
They're considering
about it.
I don't think this is a great idea, but...
I don't think this is a great
Humor
idea
me.
either. But...
Humor me.
The initiates are revolving around mid. I don't think they want to do it, but they were thinking about it for a second. Mirage Ear is, of course, trying to get a little bit of poke happening, but, like, the team of the initiates is trying to push here with that Shiv? I don't know. I don't know that there's enough damage here. As I say that, that is one heck of a dead Mirage, one heck of a dead Mo. Maybe I've underestimated how much damage these initiates can outpour, and maybe they should just go for mid here instead of continuing this big fight. But, of course, when they see kills, these initiates want more and more and more and more.
There is absolutely blood in the water here as you see Abrams at 500 health, like around surrounded by 3 initiates. They try to run away with their charge. Can they make it out in time before they die? Seven's over here trying to defend their teammate as best they can. And it looks like the initiates got a little bit lost, and Abrams was able to get out.
This Celeste is also going inside the enemy base. She is incredibly confident. Maybe she should not be.
Definitely looks like that's not the case.
Yeah, this is like really bold, and of course now this mid is proving to be a little bit more frisky, and these Eternuses are going for mid themselves, clearing out wave a little bit, trying to see if they can get a pick. But yeah, I mean, going for mid here probably incredibly important for Team Eternus.
Mid pick is absolutely going to be a choice for the Eternuses to take, but right now they have to get those initiates off their point, and you can see they are starting to do mid right now. The initiates are nowhere near there as mid comes down from the air. The initiates are nowhere to be seen. You see,
the Infernus couldn't go in mid on time. Did you see that the Infernus couldn't go in mid on time because he couldn't figure out how to descend with wings? That was like really funny. Not usually a problem in real Street Brawl, but you know, in these games it might sometimes be. Rem comes in, he does not do a lot of work here, but this Abrams is almost close to dying. However, there's just so much heal coming in, and that E-Shift is going to mean that he's the wrong target for this fight. But there is a Shiv inside a tunnel, and a Shiv inside a tunnel is one of the scariest things in game. But is that going to matter when there's 4 Eternuses looking at you? I don't know. He's kind of survives. A little bit of crash lock, but now we're back into this game. I'm curious to see how the Slash is going to be able to cope here. He does have that Indomitable here, and that's going to help him a shit ton as this chase is going deep into the Initiate base. Lash comes in, but I mean, I know, they're kind of low actually. This Abrams might die right here, right now, but the power of his heal, plus the power of that Reju is going to mean that he's going to be back in combat really soon. As we say that, that's 2 picks, only 1 Reju left. What are we seeing here?
We're seeing one hell of a fight here. I mean, what can I even say at this point? You've got so much stuff going on. You got Celeste over here being pursued. Moan Curl's trying to run away. Risk is coming out over here to help them. Warden comes over, casts Cage on Celeste, but Celeste manages to get out of the way. You got her still coming in over here on Moan Krill. Moan Krill, again, he's just trying everything he can to get away, but it is not enough. Moan Krill goes down. And right now, the Initiates are actually looking in a, might we say, even position.
Yeah, I mean, like, despite being 20k souls down, of course, because of the enhanced items, the Initiates are a little bit ahead. We're talking a little bit during the pause. Antidoxi was talking about how, of course, being behind is very amorphous, but as the game goes on, these Initiates are going to be really ahead. Because regardless of the soul difference, once everyone's at full build, you're going to have legendary items, dude. Like, I don't care how good Superior cooldown or Transcendent cooldown is, it's probably not as good as a legendary item. And of course, everything being enhanced is going to mean that these Initiates are going to be so much stronger in a 1v1.
We're going to carry up the last.
Yeah, what is this Celeste doing? She's just going inside the enemy base and trying to look for shrines here. And I mean, she's allowed to do that, and if she gets both shrines, oh, that's gonna be really bad for that Eternus macro. She is fighting there for her life. 81% spirit resist on her means that she is nigh invulnerable. She needs to be 1v4, 1v5, 1v6. And yeah, I mean, she gets both shrines. Very well done.
Almost killed the Abrams in the process, even with that 1v4. I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, what in the world is going on there? I mean, I know they're Initiates, but that was bold, even for an Initiate.
Yeah. I mean, like, you gotta try and do moves like that. Of course, this is the stage of the game where every single death counts. And losing someone like Celeste means that the Eternuses have like 40 seconds to do something with it. But what can you do? The lanes are already being counter-pushed. These Initiates are already so freaking strong. And I mean, that Rem might just press his explosion button and suddenly you're gonna find yourself in a horrid position. But this Moan does manage to get a good grab here, and that is gonna be the big fight. Lash gets grabbed, and this E-shifts everywhere. E-shifts everywhere. It's gonna matter so much.
You know, despite everything I've been saying about this fight and all the legendary items, despite how much I've been crapping on Simple Concoction, it's actually doing dividends right now and having the respawn time. But that being said, 7 over here is trying to push in on their advantage. Right now, you have 3 Initiates dead, but all Eternus is up. The Eternuses are going to be trying to do everything they can to get some sort of advantage out of this downtime.
Initiates are moving close to the enemy base. Despite being player down, they're hoping that the Lash coming in late is not going to matter that much. Mirage is trying to back here. And again, like, the only way that you lose meaningfully is a big fight in pit. Colossus has been picked up here, and Colossus can be so freaking strong if it's enhanced. And this Celeste is just like 1v6ing with that Scourge aura and everything that she has. Oh my god. This is like the most insane Celeste play we've seen from an Initiate, solving the big problem of what happens if an Initiate cannot focus on anyone. Well, just press the Scourge button and survive. But she goes inside the enemy base, and that's 130 HP. Is she going to be able to survive here? Yes, yes, the Celestial Blessing is going to be, she's going to be able to survive. 4 Eternuses down, and this might be very close to the end for these Eternuses.
This has been one heck of a game, but that being said, the Celeste has absolutely carried their weight in gold despite them having that disadvantage in the early game, and it is a wrap! And that is one hell of a game for the Initiates.
No Eternal Gift disappointed you? Well, I've linked a game where the Initiates went against the Eternuses, but they all started with Eternal Gift. Don't forget to like and subscribe, thank you so much to our Patreons, and have a good day, folks.